Hello, monkeys. Welcome. I'm wanting to talk about a video game today. It is called Call of Duty World War II. It's a game about shooting bad boys and keeping them in line. Little story for you. So I get my Xbox One X the other day, and they say, "Oh yeah." I just jokingly, I was like, I was goofing with my wife. I said, "Hey, are you sure you don't want Call of Duty? It looks really good." And the clerk there, she's like, "Oh, you guys get a free copy of it tonight." And I was like, "What? Free copy? Sign me the fuck up." So basically, the unreserved copies of the game, like I guess people had reserved the game and not everybody came back to get it, so they were just giving it out as kind of like a promotion for buying the Xbox One, so like everybody would get a free copy, which is amazing. Because there's one thing I've learned: if you're buying a new console and you're not getting a new game with it, it doesn't quite feel as magical. You need to get a new game with a new console. It's simple mathematics. So we ended up getting Call of Duty the day after, and I sat down to play the story. I think I got like 2 or 3 missions in, and it starts off good, man. It starts off very strong. The first mission starts right up with D-Day. You're storming the beaches, and it's kind of a weird ride. I guess we can do this like I used to do my reviews. So realistically, I think I put probably 30 hours into this game or so, around there. I'd say 30 is a pretty fair number, yeah. I'd say the story took me about 10 hours, and the rest took me about 20 of just playing the multiplayer and playing a little bit of zombies. So I'm going to start with story first. So the game takes place obviously in World War II. It focuses around like one platoon of guys, except for 2 instances, but those don't really count. You basically shift over to play as like another character who's like specializes in. There's a tank driver, and there's an airplane pilot, and you switch over to those guys, I think once each. So that doesn't really count. Like you're physically playing as a different character, but they don't have any story or any ties to it. So I will say that those set pieces when you're playing as the bomber and you're playing as the tank driver, oh my lord, they were fun. So like I said, the game focuses around like the main platoon of the game. You play as a guy named Daniels, and you're like a little private. You're like a baby guy. You're like, I think this is your first combat. So you're storming Normandy, the beaches of Normandy. You're going in there, you're running up there. You know, it's D-Day, dude. It's literally hell manifested on Earth. Really screwed up. You're just seeing your buddies getting their heads blown off. You're seeing legs get taken off. Arms are going missing. It's very gory, and I love it. I love when they're not afraid to hold back with the gore. That's one thing I really appreciate. Like, because obviously, like, graphics get better every generation, but I like that their what do you call it? Their visualizations of war have gotten better. It's so weird to think in Call of Duty 2, the worst you would see is like a bullet would fly and hit somebody in the head, and like maybe you would see like the bullet entry mark, like a little red dot on their head. You'd be like, wow, damn, that was bad, that was gory. But no, it's cool that like there's a couple situations where like mortar strike goes off next to your base, and you literally see a guy's head get completely like halfway, like from like here, just gone, here and up, gone. He still has half of a head, just nothing's attached to it. His brain stem, his eyeballs are all gone. Boom. He just has like a neck and a little bit of a chin area. So yeah, you play around with this core group of guys. So you have him, you have your buddy Zussman, you have a guy named Styles, you have a guy named he has a weird name. It's like O'Reilly or something. I don't know. And then you have like your 2 commanders. Basically, the whole point of this whole like squad system, and I gotta give them credit, it's a cool idea, is that each of those guys specialize in one thing. So while you're playing the game and getting kills, you'll see like their little icons down there in the bottom corner, and when their meter fills up, you can activate their ability. So one guy will give you health packs. You get within proximity of him, you hit up on your D-pad, and then he will physically like throw something at you, and then your character will do an animation. Oh, caught it. Thanks, dude. And you use it. So you got a guy who throws ammo, a guy who throws health, a guy who throws grenades, a guy who scans the battlefield and like tags all the enemies with a marker so you can see them. You got a guy who throws a mortar grenade. It's like a smoke grenade that you throw and it'll designate an area to get blown up. I think that's all the abilities, but it's different, you know. It's a cool little thing. The biggest difference with gameplay is that you have a health bar now. Only in the story mode. So it's an odd feature. But the thing is, I've always played these games on veteran, so I would say that's the only mode that's really going to affect you. And I think if you play in anything under veteran, it's probably not going to be too bad. On veteran, yeah, you're healing constantly. But I will say that this is probably the shortest Call of Duty in the series. Like I said, I beat on veteran in about 10 hours. That's pretty light for a Call of Duty game. The missions feel pretty short. I will say that it's a good story. It's not, the story itself is not good, but the way these stories are represented are very good. I'm a firm believer in the Call of Duty games being like fun as fuck to watch and play through. Sort of like like John Wick. You don't say you watch John Wick because of the story. You say you watch John Wick because it's cool as fuck. It's just over the top action. Set pieces are insane. There's a scene where you're up in a bell tower sniping, and your position gets like noticed by the enemies, and so they start shooting at the church, and now all of a sudden, you're up on like the top of this tower, and the bell itself starts to like ring and shake, and it's like this giant like 2-ton bell, so that falls, and it starts falling through each of the floors in this church, and like the whole time your character's like falling down, the bell is like falling onto people, killing them, and these Call of Duty games, they do action so good. So that was a badass scene. Like there's a lot of memorable scenes in this game. Not as much as like say the Modern Warfare series, but there's some pretty good damn moments in this story. A lot of cool car chases. So I'm gonna say right now, the characters, they didn't stand out as much as the past characters. Like the Modern Warfare series mainly is what I'm gonna compare this to, just because that game hit so hard. But I'm gonna say when I played through Advanced Warfare, I don't remember a single character other than Kevin Spacey. I don't remember jack shit about that game. This game though, I do. I played through Call of Duty Ghosts. I don't remember anything in that game. I kind of remember Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. I don't know if Black Ops 3 was connected to it in any way. But, yeah, the story was fun to watch. I'm going to give that I'll give it a 0.5 out of 1. Just because it was entertaining as hell. I'd say that their characters need a little work. But, I mean, the thing is, the characters were in place. I think they could have tuned it up a little bit. Maybe make them go through a little bit harder shit together. Have one guy lose an eyeball, or have one guy lose a couple fingers. They could have built up on our like of those characters. So gameplay obviously is the big. Let me get the sound out of the way. Sound, it gets a 0.5 out of 1 also. It's the sound is what do you call it? It's generic Call of Duty, The only thing I'll say is that the sometimes when you're playing, I don't know if it's in this specific mode, but every once in a while this weird music comes on, like this epic, like the epic Call of Duty music, like 1 minute till over, like once the timer starts clicking on and it's like, oh god, we only got a minute left to capture this objective, like this epic music comes on. That's the only song I remember. and when it came on, it made me feel good. That's the only reason I'm giving it a 0.5 out of 1. You can't really give sound design a 1 out of 1 unless the game has like amazing voicing, amazing songs that you remember. There's got to be a lot of things that for you to give a 1 out of 1 for sound design. So I'm just gonna give it, you know, a 0.5, a completely average. So story's average, that was average. And then we're gonna talk about that gameplay, because the gameplay is where this game shines, as always. So I'm gonna say right now, I played a lot of multiplayer. Like I said, like 20 hours or so. I've been putting a lot of time into it. And I will say right now, I'm gonna get inside real quick. Alright, there. My door's broken, so I have to roll my window down to get out. Alright, what do we got? Car keys, house keys. Going inside. What the hell was that? I don't know what that was. Something saw it sounded like. Alright, we're going. What's up, buddy? What's up, guys? Ready? Alright, we're home. Got the Christmas tree up. Got Righty right there. What's up, bud? Yeah, where should I sit? I guess we can sit right here. We're talking about multiplayer. So, with the multiplayer, it's been kind of changed a bit. I'm gonna say right now, I haven't played a Call of Duty since Advanced Warfare, so I don't know how Black Ops 3 did it. I don't know how the Modern Warfare Remaster did. I think that's the only ones I missed. Black Ops 3, Advanced... Oh, no, Ultimate... No, Infinite Warfare? That's the one. I missed that one, too. So I'm going to say right now, I don't know how those games played out, but this is different from what I remember the last Call of Duty being like. So when you go into this game, it asks you what division you want to be in. There's 5 of them. So you have Infantry, Airborne, Expeditionary, Mountain, and like Demolitions or something like that. So what that means is each of those divisions has one unique weapon and unique set of abilities to unlock as you're leveling it up. So when I started the game, I started off as a Airborne because it said it came with like a run longer while sprinting or something. I was like, okay, that sounds decent. So I went into that with that, and I was like, okay. I was actually a little overwhelmed when I first started. I was just, the menus are kind of full of details. There was just a lot of information being thrown at me. I was like, okay, so I can level up my division, but also my weapons level up. I can prestige my division. I can also prestige my overall like level. I can also prestige my what do you call it? I can prestige weapons, my divisions, and my character. I was like, what the hell is going on? And the last Call of Duty I played, I remember completing like a lot of challenges. When I say a lot of challenges, I mean like every gun had kill challenges and headshot challenges. And it got to the point where I was like, okay, so if I max that gun out, that'll give me an extra 10,000 there. And then if I do the headshot challenges, that'll give me an extra 5,000 up to there. Like I was like kind of calculating out like how I was gonna level up my guns. I knew when to switch leveling them up to like make the most out of the time, which was really cool. So this game, yeah, they throw in the divisions. They add in a bunch of crazy menus that don't make sense at first. It took me a little bit to get used to it. So the way the whole division thing works is, like I said, you'll get one unique weapon at the end of it, and then you'll get all the unique abilities you get from leveling up. So with the Airborne class, you get suppressors added to your weapons. I think it's only the submachine guns. I didn't test it because I didn't really want to level up on the assault rifle. Like when I was playing as Airborne, I just stuck to the submachine guns. When I was playing infantry, I stuck to the assault rifles. When I was playing the demolitions, I just stuck to the light machine guns. That's pretty much the big difference. Is each of these guys, like the expeditionary uses shotguns and the mountain class uses sniper rifles. I didn't really want to like mess with it too much. You could, I guess, you can change your weapons for sure, but I didn't really mess around with that too much. So, like, infantry gets a bayonet. The sniper, he's able to hold his breath longer. The expeditionary guy, he actually gets flame bullets for his shotgun, which is pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. What else happens? So you do that, and then you basically have your normal modes. You have all of the classic modes: free-for-alls, headquarters, search and destroy, domination, team deathmatch. The two biggest differences in this multiplayer, though, you have this mode called War, which is kind of like a mission-based multiplayer mode. It's weird. So, for example, there's the D-Day map. One team is defending, one team is attacking. It's your goal as the attackers to get up the beach, blow up the anti-air guns, and then get in there a little further, blow up their comms, their like communication computers, and then you get a little much further, and then destroy the last anti-air gun. So and then if you're playing as the defenders, you're trying to stop that. And the whole time, so there's like 3 objectives per map. It's a cool mode. They last up to about 30 minutes, I believe. Maybe that. No, I'd say 15 minutes. 15 minutes at most. And it's pretty fun. You get a lot of kills in that mode. You get a lot of challenges completed in that mode. And it's so close sometimes. Like, you'll be like, oh damn, I got 20 seconds left to get this objective done. And then like, oh shit, these guys are killing us. And then you'll get like one teammate who goes and like contests the objective, and then he's able to like just push it in there, and there's a lot of like very close moments. So that to me was probably the funnest mode they've added in a long time. Kill Confirmed, I think, was in Modern Warfare 2 or 3. That when they added that mode, I think that was the last big mode that they've added. That I was like, damn, that's a cool mode. So that was cool. And the other biggest change I was talking about was there's no longer just a menu. There's a third-person little lobby system that you go into when you first start up the game called the headquarters. And it's basically just like a little military base where there's a couple NPCs that you can talk to, and they do specific things. So there's a guy who gives you daily challenges and weekly challenges. And then there's a character who gives you time-based challenges that you have to actually spend in-game currency on, which is it's an odd system because you're probably thinking like, okay, so you're doing these challenges for experience. That's not really the case. So these challenges do give you experience, but they give you loot boxes is what they really do. So there's a weird loot system in this game where you open a loot box, you get 3 items. And they could be anything from costumes, which it doesn't seem like there's too many. I've only seen like maybe 2 for each character. Maybe there's more, but from what I've seen, it's just like 2. There's weapon skins, which I've only unlocked a couple of those. There's pistol handle grips. And then there's I think they're called call signs. It's when you kill an enemy and it like pops up with like Frazzleberry killed, and then like it's like a little rectangle picture, like a little picture that you can put under your name that kind of represents you. So like in the old Call of Duties, it'd be like you could have like flags, you could have like cool pictures. Like right now in this game, it's not just still pictures, it's GIF images now. So I've got like this nice looking ice cream cone that's like dripping cream off it. Looks really good. So yeah, you unlock shit basically from doing these challenges. There's a credit system in place where you can buy. You can actually. The money system to me seems like it's just for buying challenges. Oh wait, no, you can. Okay, you can use that to buy other things too. So I don't. It's such a weird system because it's a lot of it is in like these weird little menus, and it's different than all the other Call of Duties. I'm not knocking it for it, but to me it's just kind of like, okay, let me go walk over here, then walk back over here. It'd be a lot faster in the menu is what I'm saying. It's an unnecessary change, and I understand they're just trying to keep it fresh, so whatever. We got that. What else we got? That's pretty much it. The game plays just like every other Call of Duty. They haven't changed the engine in a long time. There's hardcore modes. There's the normal modes. I don't have much to say about zombies because I honestly do not like the zombie modes in Call of Duty games. To me, they've just always been kind of, they're there. Like, I played World at War. I didn't really like the zombies then. I never understood the hype behind it. Everyone's like, holy shit, did you play the zombie mode? Oh, they're adding new zombie maps. And I never got behind the hype on that. And then what was the next one? Black Ops. I think Black Ops had zombies. I never liked it in that either. So, I don't know. I've never liked the zombie mode. To me, it just feels too clunky. This I will say, like, does feel a little better than the other zombie modes I played. But to me, it still doesn't feel like it fits too good. Just the way that you shoot, and honestly, I think it should just be a wave system and like a fortification zombie mode. You shouldn't be running around completing objectives. That to me it's so weird. I don't like it. I'll be honest, I just don't like it. Like, you start off in the city, and then you go underground, and then you're like exploring these like science labs and stuff. And it's like, oh, you got enough money to go buy a gun now. Okay, you bought your gun. Okay, don't forget you got to buy body armor. Okay, you bought body armor. Okay, don't forget about going over to this one specific area to buy a mystery box that might give you a good gun. Like, it's just too weird. Maybe I'm not playing with the right people. That's probably the biggest factor. You got to play with people who know what they're doing and like what they're doing. My problem is I don't like what I'm doing, so I don't want to learn. So I'm just literally running around shooting zombies, just trying to stay with my teammates. So I don't know. I'm not playing zombie again. So that's my thoughts on it. I give the gameplay a 1 out of 1. Overall score of the game a 2 out of 3. It's a little above average. I would say if you're gonna get it maybe at $40. Don't spend $60 on it. Unless you're a Call of Duty guy. Like, if this is gonna be the next game you're playing for a year, it's probably worth it. But to me, I don't feel interested in playing the story again. I don't feel interested in playing zombies. There's a lot of shit I'm not interested in this game. And I'm not going to touch it. But it is a good game. I'm not going to deny it. I had some fun with it. Ugh. I'm sleepy, man. That story mode, I played that till like 1 a.m. last night. Climbed into bed. Woke back up at 8. I think it was more closer to 2 when we fell asleep. Something like that. But yeah, Call of Duty's fun. If you like Call of Duty, you'll probably like it. It's pretty good. I'm going to end this video here. Thank you if you made it this far. If not, whatever. Goodbye.